Should you instruct a lawyer on day one of listing? Today I'm joined by Sally Holdway, who is a conveyancing solicitor. Sally, should you instruct a solicitor on day one? Talk to me.
Well, I'd say yes, wouldn't I? But I guess you would say, I would say that. I might not have said that 10 years ago, to be honest to you, Chris, for a raft of reasons. One of which I would have thought, well, should I spend the time opening my file at this stage when I don't know if a transaction is going to go through? There's been some significant changes since then. One, we've got much better technology services now, which means it won't cost a lawyer as much to do that. And we've also got changes in the rules and regulations. The forefront of my mind is material information, which really there's a huge amount of material information which is conveyancing data, where lawyers are perfectly placed to be gathering that information. We're just changing the chronology of when we ask them to make a start on that work. And certainly we're seeing that shift in the legal industry as well. There's many lawyers now who are actively engaging with the estate agents they work with, saying, just get the instruction over to us a lot sooner. We want to be on the front foot.
That's going to cost the homeowner money, though, if the sale falls through, isn't it?
Well, look, there's lots of different ways that are emerging with regards to how the cost question is sorted. I actually think that that's a service that some sellers will be prepared to pay for, but certainly we see plenty of still no completion, no fee services emerging, again because it's not as risky for the lawyers to get involved earlier in the process. So it doesn't necessarily mean that people have got to put their hands in their pockets early doors.
What's the best way to get material information?
Yeah, well, so I think there's
a number of options.
There's a number of options, yeah, absolutely. And far be it for me to say which is the best one, right?
Well,
so
just give me your opinion.
My opinion, well, so my opinion is absolutely you can get the lawyers instructed from day one. That's always a good thing to do, but you don't actually need the lawyers to be getting the material information for you as an estate agent. I think many agents that we speak to see it as quite an onerous task, but there's plenty of technology solutions out there which can really help support with that and actually turn it down to a task that takes seconds to get some of it together. And there's no reason why material information should delay listing. It should be available same day. So our advice would be a mix of the three. So the agents being in the driving seat, using technology services which are out there, still get the lawyer involved earlier if you can, because when they've got the documentation available, they can then be on the front foot and start to do title reviews.
Have you got any top tips on how to get that information and how to use it?
How to get the information and how to use it, yeah. So I think it's a lot of it comes down to where do you get it from. So once again, we do have some hints and tips from the trading standards in their guidance notes. We would always say, wouldn't we, me wearing my conveyancer's hat, that get it from the trusted source. So the way we approach it in the homeowner's passport is we get it to the conveyancing standards, which means then that the estate agent can pass that information through to the conveyancers too. You don't have to repeat the process, it can speed up transactions. What do we mean by conveyancing standards? Well, it's the title deeds and the plan up to date from Land Registry, even though you've got to put your hand in your pocket for 14 quid these days for it. Still worth every penny.
So a SPRIF report won't count?
Well, we would say that get the title deeds. That's the golden source of truth. Absolutely, the technology providers out there. SPRIF are a really great example. We have a slightly different approach in the homeowner's passport. We do the contract ready packs. There's lots of other great providers out there. It's not difficult for agents to find those now. Take a look at them all and see which is going to suit you best. But then once that is to hand in that digital format, I say ideally that can then be passed through to the other parties in the transaction.
But again, coming back, there's cost involved here, but that's just, if you're serious, how much are we talking here? A couple hundred?
Tens of pounds, less than tens of pounds.
Okay.
In many instances.
I think the issue is that I think estate agents are so worried that they don't want anything to get in the way of losing the listing.
Yeah.
So they all see that as a barrier to getting the listing.
Yeah. We're going to have more enforcement, is our firm view, with the CMA this year. You're going to have to do it. If you don't do it, there's going to be significant fines. Agents that are doing it now, we are seeing they're using it as a way to be winning having a bit of a USP from the agents that aren't doing it. They can be going and doing an evaluation and having that level of insight on the property because they've got the material information to hand, which just gives them much better breadth and depth of knowledge about the property.
And that's, I think, the biggest thing, ladies and gentlemen, any estate agents watching this, is you need to see this as an advantage to help you get listings, not lose listings.
Indeed.
And when you do actually get it listed and sold, you're more likely to actually get paid, which at the end of the day, I find it strange. And I think a lot of the trouble here is in the ballpark of estate agents, is that they see this as a problem, as a barrier, when in reality it's an opener of a door, isn't it?
Indeed, but in all fairness, it's couched as a compliance requirement, isn't it? You know, we have a new list of rules, but there is huge opportunities that sit behind those new rules. And
Indeed.
agents that are on the front foot, we are finding, say, they are reaping the benefits as you've just described, Chris.
And the same goes for the Renters' Right Bill, but we haven't got any time for that today, so thank you.